It's actually an industry that has been going on for hundreds of years, and it should be looked after, in my opinion.
By sourcing from the local fishermen in North Wales, it means that the people in North Wales get the best produce. Also, it's sustainable, there's no fish miles, it's better for the environment, it's better for taste, it's better for the fishermen, it's better for the economy, it's better for all of us.
It's a very different industry to the one that it used to be. People didn't used to, it's not that they didn't used to care about sustainability, they just didn't understand about sustainability. We're really lucky here in North Wales because we've got fantastic scientific support services available to us at the School of Ocean Sciences at Menai Bridge. A lot of the scientists that are based there are very keen to make their research practical, and they're also very good at articulating what that research means.
My name's Mike Keiser. I'm a Professor of Marine Conservation at Bangor University, and I head up the Fisheries and Conservation Science Group that does work to understand how we can manage our seas in a more sustainable way. In which is paid away, and we use a fishing ratio of 3 to 1. So in other words, if the depth of water is 20 metres, we're going to see the captain with this. Make sure they're not in Paris. In order to have a sustainable fishery, you need a number of key elements. One of the most important of those is an understanding of how much fishing activity actually occurs in the marine environment and targeted at a particular species. The other key element is to have good scientific information about the status of the fish population that's being exploited. When you have those two elements, you then can formulate an appropriate management plan, and if you have good compliance and good enforcement, then those are the ingredients for a sustainable fishery. When fishing is not undertaken in a sustainable way and it's not controlled in an appropriate manner, that can lead to overfishing, and under those circumstances that can result in large changes in the marine ecosystem, complete species changes, habitat change, and that can undermine the sustainability of the species that you actually want to exploit. Well, one of the big problems that we have in Wales, particularly at a local level, is that many of the species which fishermen and the fishing community are trying to exploit are data deficient. So we need to start projects that start gathering very basic data so that we understand those populations better. The flags have an important role to play in that because they can get fishing communities engaged in that process. That might be through funding scientific equipment that you could put on fishing vessels, getting fishermen training so that they can become more like scientists and collecting that information, and then they're contributing to the whole scientific process. And in that way, they'll be much more bought into the resulting management actions that derive from it.
We had studies on our bass stocks. We had studies obviously on the lobsters. We had studies on brown crab, and we had studies on whelks, and we had studies on scallops. And some of the things that Bangor have found out has been, well, priceless to the industry. Unless we start looking after the stock that we've got and fishing in a sustainable manner, we're going to have to put more and more gear out to catch less and less fish. You put that between the carapace and the tail, and then you just squeeze that, and then that tag will just go in, and it just goes into the meat, the soft meat here, and that holds onto the lobster. And that gives you your number. We take the GPS coordinates, and then we know where that lobster was returned back to the water.
These small fishermen fish sustainably. They're not big trawlers, they're small little boats. Quite often they're just one-man bands, and it's in their interest to protect the fish and the environment. It's win-win for everyone. It's win for the customer because you get the quality and flavour, but also we're protecting our waters, we're protecting the fishermen's livelihood.
We can not just understand what we can do, but we can also demonstrate how we impact on the marine environment, and largely both in the sense of wild capture fisheries and extensive aquaculture. Certainly, our impact is pretty small in comparison to other forms of food protein production. So how do I feel about the future? I feel pretty positive.